So there's a glaring issue, an uncomfortable truth, an obvious problem that is not often addressed. My name is Jason Kennedy. I'm the founder of the Kennedy Financial Group, as well as the host of the YouTube channel Retirement Redefined. But you probably don't care who I am. You probably want to know, what is this problem that I am talking about? Okay, well, let's get into it. It is the issue of the United States national debt. Now, the national debt that the United States currently has is a major glaring issue. Uh, and we're going to connect it back to your retirement in a moment. But just to show you how this debt has spiraled over time, if you were to go back to the year 1990, the national debt in that year was about $3 trillion. 2001, 11 years later, it had only grown to 5 trillion. In 2010, though, it went up by about 8 trillion to 13 trillion dollars. And then by the year 2023, this debt has ballooned to about 31 trillion dollars. Now, what's the point? Why am I bringing this up? Well, it's to highlight the fact that there is a growing budget deficit in the United States government, meaning the government is spending more money than they are making through their revenue sources, which includes tax revenue. Now, let's put this in personal terms. If you were accumulating debt at a massive rate and you had more debt than you had money to pay for that debt, what would you be looking for? What would be more income? Maybe a part time job and increasing your salary so that you can pay off your debt. So, what do you think the government might very well be looking for? More revenue sources. Their main revenue source? Taxes. And so, any chatter you hear about the possible increase in tax rates in the future is coming from the fact that the national debt is out of control. Now, how does this connect to your retirement plan? Well, let's say you accept the premise that taxes might go up in the future. You conclude that you need to protect yourself from this risk. What are the majority of individuals doing? According to the Investment Company Institute, the total amount of assets held in company sponsored retirement plans was approximately 6.5 trillion. The amount in traditional IRAs, 11 trillion. So really, that's almost $17 trillion sitting in accounts that have not been taxed, that the government could, by simply raising taxes, gain a larger percentage of. Now, when you compare that to the amount of money sitting in tax-free accounts, it's quite revealing. In tax-free accounts like Roth IRAs and Roth 401ks, you have about 1.4 trillion in Roth IRAs, and then you have about 740 billion sitting in Roth 401ks. And so, really, 10% of the total amount of money being saved today is sitting inside of tax free accounts. The other 90% is sitting in taxable retirement accounts. And so, what's the easiest and safest way to make your retirement savings last longer? Wouldn't it be to reduce or eliminate the tax on that money? Wouldn't it make the money in your account last longer, regardless of the investment risk you choose to take in your portfolio? Wouldn't that make the money in those accounts easier for your family members to inherit after you're done using the money because it is free of taxation? See, if you take nothing away from this discussion, take this away. Having money in the right types of retirement accounts now could allow you to preserve a greater portion of your savings later. Consider Sarah. She worked hard for decades, diligently saving, contributing to her 401k every year. She had in her mind's eye a comfortable retirement. But when the time finally came, she was shocked to find out how much of her hard earned savings she would have to give up in taxes. You see, she made a common mistake that we just highlighted that millions of people are making. She saved all of her money inside of traditional 401ks and IRAs, which meant every time she pulled funds from her retirement account, this would increase the potential tax she would be required to pay in that particular year. And we can add to that she'd also possibly have to pay taxes on Social Security, Medicare, and other things. And especially in her case, because to make matters worse, Sarah had saved up quite a bit of money inside of her 401k over the years because she did what most of my software engineer clients do. She maxed out her 401k contributions. And so now she found herself in a dilemma where she would either one, have to take out larger portions of money and just eat the higher tax, or two, leave the money there, don't spend it, let it pass to children, and then her children will be required to withdraw those funds and pay a higher tax. And so, do you see the point? Do you see how, despite all of her hard work and planning, Sarah ended up with unnecessary money going to taxes? But here's the good news: there's a way to avoid Sarah's mistake, and it's simple: tax diversification. Implement tax free strategies into your retirement so that you have access to tax free cash flow when you stop working. And really, that's the purpose of this podcast, is to educate you. Since we know that only 10% of money held inside of retirement accounts is actually tax free, we're committed to educating our clients about the different tax free strategies that exist. See, you can keep more of your hard earned money and enjoy a more comfortable retirement. So don't make the same mistake that Sarah made. Make sure that you're making the most of all the tax efficient choices available to you when saving for retirement. If you do, you're going to have more income, you're going to reduce your taxes, and you're going to have less risk. And you'll avoid the glaring issue, the obvious problem, the uncomfortable truth that is facing millions of Americans right now. The national debt will not have a negative effect on you. Well, at least it won't in this way, right? We can't control how it may affect you in any other way. But the point is that we can come up with a plan to manage taxes in retirement. Now, if you need my help doing this, you can always reach out to me. I'm happy to help. You can go back to the email that this video came in, or you can click on the link below this video and schedule an appointment. Or you can go to my website, www.canady, CANADY, well, hope this video or podcast finds you doing well. And until the next time we talk,